Hey, what's up, everybody? Right now, it is about 7:30 p.m. I'm out in like my garden area, and if you look out front, there's a cross. This is like a burial ground and like a religious area. It's where I live, and there's a crowd of people all together. They're like praying and stuff, and they're chanting and they're doing their religious ceremonies. And I'm in Vietnam, so I don't know what they're saying. I don't know what their intentions are, and like what they're trying to get from doing what they are doing at the moment. But I appreciate it, and I learned just from witnessing the experience of seeing this situation happen before me. And like me myself, I'm not a Christian, but like once upon a time, I guess I used to be, but now I am not. But I do not X like those beliefs out from like my train of thought and what I believe in. Really, I just incorporate it into like a bigger picture of things, because I feel that everyone has a piece of the puzzle and like knowledge that fits together that allows us to have complete understanding of everything and of one another and how life works. I don't think any one person or any one group of people have the answer. So I guess that's kind of my viewpoint on like specific religions and things like this. I myself, I am more inclined, more attracted to the earth type of religions that focus on like the real life, our existence here on earth and how it relates to us every day. I'm more inclined to listen to like the philosophical stuff, the things related to like a all-knowing, all-seeing God, things like this. I don't really understand it, so it's really difficult for me to get on board with that type of thing, even though I've spent a great deal of my life, like the first stage, the early part of my life, I had like grew up in a very religious upbringing. I had a grandmother that really pushed Christianity to me, and even then, like despite how hard she pushed it toward me, the idealism behind it, I was never in. I never believed it. Even like I'm like 8 years old, we're like memorizing like pages out of the Bible, and I remember I didn't believe it. I just didn't like get it, because my reality didn't match like what she was telling me, and what's like the real. And what I mean by that is like the reality that she gave me was, she was under a lot of pain, a lot of stress, a lot of anxiety, and she pushed all of this stuff towards me because she was my guardian. I was her guardian. I was taking care of her. She was paralyzed on like her entire left side. So I'm taking care of her, and she's telling me like all this stuff about like this God is going to take care of you and do all these things for you and this and that. And then the very same day she would be screaming in pain like, I'm like I hurt, and this and that. Like, I need to go to the bathroom. Help me go to the bathroom. I'm like 5 or 6 years old, and I'm helping her do this stuff, and like it's extremely hard to believe when her explanation was not matching the reality. So right away, at like 5, 6 years old, I didn't buy it. I didn't buy it. The reality didn't match up with what I was being taught. So I guess that was like the beginning of like me backing away from like organized religion and like one greater power and this and that. But you know, I backed away, but it didn't completely close my mind down from trying to understand if it's true or not. Like, dude, like, did it make me anti-Christian? No, it did not. It made me look outside of Christianity to see if there were other truths that were different from Christianity, that coincided with Christianity, that may be connected with Christianity, or if Christianity was like a total farce. So it made me to like really look outside of myself and try to like find more truths that connected all the other truths together. I guess, you know, combining everything. I don't feel that, you know, any one thing is wrong. I think we all have answers, and if we connect, we can join together. Then by combining these answers, we'll get an even greater understanding, clarity of what's true. All right, so I've rambled on about like some, like, I guess, philosophical religious stuff here without going into what this video is going to be about. What I want to talk about in this video are some situations in life, within this realm that we see every day, that we don't really question, think about, analyze, understand in how it relates to us in the bigger scheme of things, in reality, in this existence, and where we want to go, where we want to be, who we are, and just like those bigger, greater questions about life. Okay, so I'm just gonna come straight from the dome, straight from my mind, and talk about like just like some situations, some clarity that I've gained from just like thinking about things of this nature. Okay, so like I'm not even gonna like give you an overview of what I'm gonna talk about, because I don't really know what I'm gonna talk about. I'm just gonna come straight from my mind and things that are like heavy on my heart. By the way, all the people, you can't see it, but all the people they've left, they sang their song. There's a blurry cross right in front of me. I'm in a farmer's field. You've seen me here before, and it's nighttime, so you can't really see much of what I'm showing, but that's what's happening right now. Okay, so I guess the first question, or the first idea I want to throw out there about the stuff that I just mentioned. Okay, number one. This body, the body that we're in, like people like to look at it as, you know, like one of my subscribers like really just added a bunch of clarity to it just by making a really simple statement. It just hugely influenced me, and it was, you know, I thank you for that. I thank you for that. She said that we are spirits in an animal body. And I never thought about it that way. I never thought of myself as an animal. I always kind of thought of myself as just, you know, I'm me, you know, I'm just trying to get through this life, you know, I'm trying to, you know, make some money, this type of thing like this. I never thought much bigger, deeper about it. But she kind of, when she said that, it added a huge amount of clarity for me about it, and like how I understand it, how I see it. You know, I thank you for that. And lately, like astrologically speaking, I myself, I've like this past year, it's about to end very, very soon, very, very soon. I've been through my Jupiter's about a wisdom, expansion, knowledge. Is like the free ride. It gives you free knowledge, the free gifts of everything. It like whatever house it moves through, it like helps you. It it increases your knowledge just that much through based on the house that you're in. But it just moved through Scorpio. Scorpio is about mystery. It's about the deep things that we hold deep inside of us. It's about intimacy. It's about the things that we share with people: money, sex, deep intimacy, feelings of this nature. And Scorpio, the Jupiter transit through Scorpio, like all of my other, like I researched it, I looked back into the past, all of my other transits of Jupiter through the houses have been usually very positive. Like usually it's like good times, and like something amazing happens when Jupiter begins into a new house for me. But for Scorpio, man, it got ugly right away. It got so ugly right away. And what I mean by that, like I had a breakup. I had to face like demons that I've dealt with in my life, like things that I find, my vices, the things that I find irresistible, that harm me. I had to face all of these things again, and like I had to face them like every day, over and over and over. And like all like the wrong things I've done to people, I had to face those things. And like the life really showed me, like, this is what you did, you know, you need to fix this. This is like the connections you made, and this is how you mess the connections up. And you need to see this so that you can learn about it. And what I've kind of learned about this transit is that, you know, Jupiter's about wisdom, knowledge, understanding, like a greater perception, belief of what's happening, or, you know, to take your life forward so you can get smarter, better, be greater. And like usually it's positive, usually it's a free ride, but for me this time it was not, man. It's been extremely difficult, but I do understand the gift that it has given me. It has made me largely far more humble than I've ever been in my life. This has gave me a huge amount of humility, and I guess I appreciate that now. Like since all the time that this has been happening, I haven't really appreciated it because it's been painful. But I get it, and I accept it as a gift. I accept it as me growing greater, being bigger, better, stronger. I see the value and the strength that it's given me. And saying all of it, I really appreciate it. And you know, there's brighter days ahead based on astrology and like what's supposed to be. By the way, if I haven't mentioned before, I am Pisces, and Jupiter is my ruling planet. Neptune's also my ruling planet. And astrologically thinking, Neptune moves out of a sign. It moves into another sign. I think it moves into Pisces. No, it moves into Aries this month. Also, Jupiter's my other sign, my modern ruler. It moves into Sagittarius this month. So there should be like huge, tremendous changes within myself. And I'm waiting to see and understand and feel how these changes are going to affect me and influence me to push my thoughts, my messages, my life, my love, my passions, my ambitions, and everything forward. And like I hope that, you know, it's gonna allow me to express myself in the ways that I've expressed myself in these videos. I guess to push greater understanding of life and just, you know, the bigger picture of things, and so that we understand who we are, and we gain from it, and we know like which way to go and like where to push forward, and like what's a good power move that allows us to be the best version of us. Like I talk about a variety of things, and like I guess the major prime focus of my videos are to like understand the bigger picture of life. And I believe and looking at the microcosm of things and the macrocosm of things, the bigger picture and the smaller picture of things, and in order to understand the whole picture. Like in one video I might talk about, you know, cellular stuff. I might talk about mitochondria and how they make energy, and like how mitochondria are similar to the stars, the universe, and things like this. And unless you're like a science person, you won't really get it, understand it, perceive it, and make sense of it. But like if you're a person that, you know, thinks bigger with the religion, the philosophy, astrology, things like this, I talk about some of these things too. And you know, you know, I'm trying to bridge the gap between, you know, those two worlds, and even bridge some worlds in between, because everything's related. Everything is part of one, so my thinking goes. So I guess like I'll end this video on talking about astrology, and I promise in the future I'll make more videos that are more grounded and that more people can relate to, that are based on everyday stuff, reality, science, and, you know, of course I want to go within the bigger, greater idealism like astrology, and hopefully I can tie it together. If I cannot, I cannot, but I'm going to try my best to. I think I have the ability to. We all do. We all have pieces of the puzzle, and we just have to be willing to share, be willing to communicate, and put it out there. But I end the video by saying we're approaching a very complicated point in astrology. Like a lot of the planets are like within like really delicate parts of astrological climate, like Scorpio. We just had 3 planets in Scorpio. Scorpio is about like being reborn and becoming a new person. It's about purging things that can't like help us, and like it's been really horrible for me. Like things that I really want, I really desire, they've been like stripped away from me, taken from me, and the universe, I'm assuming, wants me to get rid of these things, and they don't really benefit me. And there's bigger things that are gonna like benefit me better than these things, and it's really difficult to understand that when, you know, you have things stripped away from you. But you know, I trust it, and like I know based on my past that it's gonna get better and better and better. 'Cause for me, it's gotten better and better and better and better. So I trust the process, but right now it's very difficult to take away something that you know you love, for something to be taken away that you love so much, and you know, trust that it's preparing you for something that you're gonna love more. But yeah, like within like this whole year, the Jupiter's gonna change in like 1 week into the next sign. This whole year it's been like deeply rooted in the esoteric for me. And again, I'm a Pisces. Pisces is ruled by Jupiter. Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter. So it hits me really much harder than maybe other signs. But I've really learned a deep amount about intimacy. And when I say intimacy, I'm not just talking about my own intimacy, but like intimate. When people think about intimacy, they think about intimacy is just like maybe having sex, like, you know, just like deep, like contact, hugging somebody, having a deep emotion. Like for me, it's, you know, the person that you share your secrets with, that you never share your secrets with anyone else, and that sex is included in that, but people just like to get caught up in the sex part. But it's just deep intimacy, and I learned a huge lesson about that, and it's going to make me better in the future. I've also taken some losses in learning my lessons about this, and yeah, it's been it's been just like a hell of a ride for me, and I just wanted to share this with you and just like talk about some bigger picture things, you know, and like what's going on with me. And I guess like with my videos, like if you notice a pattern, talking more about this dark stuff, this esoteric stuff, the stuff that's like beyond like what we think about on a regular basis, and it coincides with this Jupiter Scorpio theme. And I think the reason why it coincides with that is because, you know, astrology, the astrological situation, environment pours down on us, and it influences everything. And it has had an influence on me. And like if you check back on my videos, like when I first started the channel, I was talking about this stuff before I even knew anything about astrology. So that kind of gives you the proof that it's not like a placebo effect, or just like, you know, I know, therefore I'm fulfilling a prophecy or anything like that. And what's coming up is, I guess, greater truths. It's going to become more philosophical. I'll try to avoid that. I don't want to be too philosophical. I want to stick to like what's relevant to everyone else, like in how they interpret the world. Like, and when I say what's relevant to everyone else, I mean like science and reality-based stuff that we see every day. But I have a feeling that the astrological climate is going to reign supreme on what I talk about, but I'm going to avoid that. I'm going to try to stay away from it. But it's probably best that I follow the influence that's pushed by the universe, and I'll try to align myself with the stars, with the cosmic energies, and relate to you as much as possible through that. Maybe that is the best way to relate to everyone, to, I guess, push my ideas and connect with you, and we develop this good relationship, and we, you know, become one and unite our ideas, and, you know, just become greater. So I thank you so much for joining me in this night video. You know, I'm rambling about my thoughts, but, you know, sometimes, you know, you gotta just be yourself and put it out there, and maybe the connection is way deeper than, you know, you think it would be. You can connect with other people that are far more intuitive, and they feel where you're coming from, and they feel your truth. So bye-bye. I love you, and you love yourself, and thank you so much for tuning in. I'll see you next time.